In Salto. My grandfather was in Salto, but I didn't know him until I was about 12. We moved to, my first memory was in Emmingen. In Emmingen, I was about maybe 4 years old, that I remember my parents fighting, having a fight about who's going to take who. I remember a couple of other incidents in Emmingen about my doll being eaten by pigs and about being locked up in a root cellar for doing something that I don't remember, and for having we had a big fruit orchard with lots of fruit trees. And my younger brother, who was 2 years younger than I, he must have been only 2, picking up a saw and hitting me in the arm, where I still have a scar along there that he had hit me with. And
this was Walter?
Walter. And I remember my dad working as a railroad worker, manually lowering the crossing guards.
At the train stops,
At
train
the train
stations?
stops, at several train stops. He would know when the trains would pass certain stops, and he was in charge of lowering the security guards before the train was coming, and then opening them up after the train had passed. And then after that, we were put in the orphanage in Harbor.
What year was that?
1941. 40 to 41, somewhere in there. And I stayed there in the orphanage until 1942, 43, I think, 2.5 years. And then moved to Munster with my stepmother, my father, and my 2 brothers.
What was your best memory in the orphanage? What was your worst memory?
My worst memory was being locked in a closet, having to sing a song before being left out, and then everybody was called for dinner, for the main meal, and I was left inside the dark closet. They forgot about me. And ever since then, I cannot sing public. I can't. I try, can't. And my best memory was the visits of my dad. Those were the highlights of that place. And leaving that place, because it was not my worst memory one of the worst memories was also being put in a wet bed every night. I would be a bedwetter, and every night they would put me into the wet bed again. And the sheets were only changed once a month. So when I had to go to bed, the bed was black. So then we went to Munster, and shortly after we moved here, I was enrolled into school. And I lived here in Munster until 1952. And I was sent out to work on the farm.